Small thing, but I guarantee you it will have a very big outsized impact on the way you see and the way you feel about New York City as a whole. Small thing, outsized impact. And I got to say, I got the tour yesterday around Dubuque, and I think, the Washington neighborhood there, the community garden, absolutely a love note. These community gardens, are important to communities. Not just the folks who are immediately there, but the fact is this makes our entire community better. When we feel connected to our place, when we want to do something like this, when we want to roll up our sleeves and get a little dirty. Definitely a love note. Your dog parks are love notes. With apologies to those of you who own cats and birds and fish and ferrets. You don't walk your cat, and if you do, people think you're kind of odd, right? No, we walk our dogs, and when we walk our dogs, we're actually out there using green space, using the environment, creating a sense of activity. Hey, there's something going on. And when we're actually, at the dog park, we're talking to each other. Your dog parks are probably the most social places in the entire city. Now, they may not know your name, but they know your dog's name, right? And eventually, they'll get around to learning your name as well. And that's a little bit of social capital that maybe didn't exist before. And in an era when we probably can't afford more police and more surveillance equipment, the dogs and the dog owners provide a sense of safety. And that's not because you have to own an attack dog. No, but the fact is that we dog owners are out there at all hours of the day and night walking our dogs, creating what Jane Jacobs, the great urbanist, called the eyes of strangers on the street. Nothing worse than walking down a completely empty street, right? We feel pretty exposed by that. But hey, if there's a dog and a dog walker out there, it's all good. So maybe there's some neighborhoods we'd like to see get better. Maybe it's another little dog park there. Maybe it's even simpler, and it's one of those mitts and a stand and a place to throw the poop that basically says dogs are welcome here. It is amazing to me how dogs in cities humanize cities for the better. Your river walk out here is absolutely a love note. And I think that what was very interesting about this, the story that Cindy told me yesterday about the river walk, is that, for a long time, a lot of communities have turned their backs on their rivers, on their waterfronts. They industrialized them. Well, the river walk was actually an important step in returning and reconnecting with the river and reestablishing the relationship with the river. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. And apparently there's a fantastic riverboat out here. You guys should go check that out at some point. But again, something like that that absolutely reconnects us with a fundamental relationship on our place, absolutely a love note. All right, so I think play is actually pretty important. If we're in this relationship with our cities, we need opportunities to play with our cities because I think play is fundamental to our relationships. Think about those unstructured, unplanned moments when you're hanging out with your friends and your family just at play. Those are the bedrock of our relationships with other people. So we need opportunities to play with our cities as well. When was the last time you initiated a project with the goal of surprising, delighting your fellow citizens? Probably not ever, but that'd be a good day to go to work. It's like, today I shall surprise and delight my fellow citizens. That would be pretty fun. And again, doesn't have to cost a whole lot of money. Now, what would it be like if maybe a city embraced this idea of surprise and delight? Well, it might look something like Greenville, South Carolina. Now, Greenville will make the argument that they are the best downtown in America, and they make a pretty strong case for it. This is their main street. It's got all kinds of local restaurants, local shops, fantastic tree canopy. At the far end of this road, there's this amazing waterfall and this fantastic footbridge that goes across it called Falls Park. This is sensational. It is so good, other cities go there to study it. It is that good. Yet the thing that I remember, the thing that surprised and delighted me, and the story I tell to folks like you is actually for something very, very small. It's actually the mice on Main. These little brass mice. And the story goes that about 14 years ago, a high school student came into the mayor's office with this idea and says, hey, Mr. Mayor, I've got this idea. I want to do this scavenger hunt kind of thing downtown. I want to cast these little brass mice. I want to put them downtown on Main Street and encourage people to sort of go and explore the city. Mayor said, interesting. How much money do you need? And the kid said, like $1,200. For $1,200, the mayor said, sold. And they cast these little brass mice and they put them on Main Street. And now you'll see people with these little maps that they get in the stores there. It's like, okay, stores and restaurants. Okay, it says, come to this particular street corner, turn 45 degrees, look up. Boom. And you'll hear kids, women, and grown men squealing with delight once they found one of these mice. And once you've found one of these mice, you're looking everywhere for these damn things. Like, oh, there's another one. And you find yourself, again, looking at stuff that you otherwise wouldn't have looked at, looking down streets, and just looking at the city with a very different sort of perspective. These wonderful moments of surprise and delight. And these mice, they're all very cute. They've all been given names. They've all been given backstories. And it's all been compiled in a really marvelous children's book called The Mice on Main. So again, amidst all this incredibly well-done big stuff, and by big stuff I do mean expensive stuff, The thing I remember, and I'm certain, and one of my lasting impressions of Greenville, and I'm certain I'm not alone in this, is something as small as that. It's like, wow, small things absolutely do make a pretty big difference. That notion of citizens wanting to do something positive for their community is a precious, precious thing. And we, as the powers that be, need to do everything we can to nurture that, to not squelch that. And most of the time, cities don't squelch that out of any sort of sense of animus or anything like that. No, but we're the city, we're the bureaucracy, we're kind of clumsy when it comes to this kind of stuff. And we're not used to dealing with these little things that don't fit neatly into some particular box that we're used to dealing with. And I'm sure you can all relate to that. Where was the box on sustainability 5 years ago for most cities? Like, is this recycling? Is this? No, we had to create a whole new box. And that came from us pushing for things like this. Folks like us who want to get in the game, who want to change things, who want to make some stuff happen, we have to keep pushing. And we as the city, on the other side of that, we have to respect that notion again of citizens wanting to step up and do something for their city. Man, that is a precious thing. And we should do everything again in our power to not squelch that. The folks who will change your communities for the better are already in your communities. They just don't know how to get in the game. They don't think they have the right education, they don't think they have the right resources, and they don't think they have the powers that be permission to be city builders. We need to change that. We need to demystify this idea of what city building is, because too many of us believe that city building is all about big things. It's all about roads and bridges and schools, all of which, of course, that is city building. But city building can also be a dog park, a little community garden, a weirdo backyard festival that involves you, me, and our crazy neighbor that we do for no other reason than it amuses us. That is absolutely city building, and that has a value to it as well. So what you want to do is you want to find the good big stuff, and cities get the big stuff mostly right. Where you have the opportunity, I think, is in this little stuff, the little stuff that comes from us, where it starts bubbling up and really interesting things start happening in places. Good big stuff mixes with interesting little stuff and meets in the middle, and all of a sudden now, wow, there's absolutely something going on in our places.
Here is some route information from the Jewel.
With service between the Delhi and JFK Circle transfers along portions of Asbury and Kaufman, the Gray 1 leaves the Delhi transfer at the top of the hour and turns left on University, right on Asbury, right on Carter, right on Kane, and right on Cheney near Wahlert High School. The Gray 1 takes a right on Kaufman and travels west to make a left-hand turn on JFK and travel south to the JFK Circle transfer. After a brief stop, it turns right on Hillcrest, left on JFK, right on Kaufman, right on Cheney, left on Asbury, left on University, and left on Grandview, returning to the Delhi transfer at 30 minutes after the hour.
And don't forget, the express bus provides 15-minute nonstop service between the downtown intermodal transfer and the JFK Circle transfer, weekdays from 6:15 in the morning until 6:30 at night.
You're watching City Channel Dubuque, the local government access channel. Cable Channel 8 or Digital 85.2. Streaming live on cityofdubuque.org.
My name is Bryn McDonald. I'm in AmeriCorps Vista with the Human Rights Department. Good afternoon. I'm honored to be with you today to commemorate the 5th Annual Mayor's Day of Recognition for National Service. Today we are honoring the contributions of the members of the Dubuque National Service Partnership, a group dedicated to the mission of service in the community by raising awareness about volunteerism in our community and collaborating across sectors to create lasting positive impact in the areas of education and economic opportunity, and also to match volunteers with opportunities to serve and meeting critical community needs. The Dubuque National Service Partnership came to fruition in the spring of 2011 to celebrate the 2nd anniversary of the Serve America Act, which expanded national service opportunities. The group has evolved into a community alliance of groups dedicated to service within the community. As a collaborative effort, the DNSP worked together to make and deliver blankets for individuals who are currently homeless, and we'll see a photo of that. In the previous year, AmeriCorps members tutored over 1,041 Dubuque Community School District students, with over 500 of those students being tutored over 30 times, which is a good thing, clearly. Attendance soared as well as test scores. And this doesn't end within the school year. Over the summer, AmeriCorps serves over 3,000 Dubuque youth and teens over the previous year. Over 350 community members volunteered on Make a Difference Day this last October. 75 homes received service projects with Black Hills Energy and Operation New View leading the way. There were people of all ages and experiences participating in the event, including an adorable baby with a bear hat. The DNSP was at the planning table for this event, along with several community members across several sectors. One of the greatest benefits that come out of the DNSP is the collective power that comes from collaboration. On a practical level, grant funders often look to fund collaborative efforts. At an idealist level, collaboration strengthens the relationships and the partnership, allowing for stronger service and for more organizations to be involved. The collaboration means more successful days of service. I think back to Make a Difference Day, which is my personal favorite. Without partnerships, a day on that scale would not have happened. Collaboration means that we can reach more people while not burning out as quickly. And more importantly, collaboration brings people together to complete the mission of making the community a better place for everyone. But today we're honoring groups and individuals who dedicate their lives to national service. While we work day in and day out to do this mission, we also must take time to recognize individuals who dedicate and contribute their lives to this cause. So, to start, I am excited to introduce our Mayor, Roy Boole.
Well, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm pleased to join nearly 3,500 mayors and county officials from across the United States today in the 4th Annual Mayor's Day of Recognition for National Service. Today is a day that provides me the opportunity to thank local volunteers for the significant role that they play in our community. As a collective, volunteers through the Dubuque National Service Partnership served more than 115,000 hours last year. These members of National Service in Dubuque serve in various capacities designed to strengthen education, fight poverty, for disaster.